It's a time for... which one shall I open? Oh, it's like my birthday with a package from China. So let's go. But if you want to connect your Neo Geo MVS system or an AES on a modern system but don't want to have a lot of hassle, RetroScaler maybe has the ultimate solution for you. So this is called the RGBS upscaler, but what you need to take consideration that it maybe upscales to 1080p, but it doesn't really enhances the signal itself, but some of the other more expensive devices do. So it is also implemented, or it can be used for the Mega Drive 1, 2 and the SNK systems. But what are we getting in the inside and how does it actually work? It's quite simple. So the dongle is very, well, let's say it's just similar to the ones for the Xbox and all the other crazy things. So connection is not the one that you're going to be using on the Neo Geo. We have adapters for that. Over here we're finding the output for the HDMI. And what is kind of cool that we do have an aspect ratio option over here, 6:9:4:3, and in here we're switching it to the certain system that we're going to be using it for. In this case we're going to be switching it to SNK or the Neo Geo. At the back we're finding a micro USB connection, and this is going to be combined with a 5-volt USB adapter. In the package we're getting the HDMI cable. We're having over here a micro USB cable, and then we're having two converters, and one will be for the Mega Drive 1 and the other one is going to be for the SNK. The only thing I did notice, like, it will be interesting and also it will be easy to have like a label or some kind. Oh, of course you can always check, let's say, what kind of different pin connectors, but you know, it's more like it's an easy thing that you don't need to look every single time at the pin connector. You can just see like, hey, this label is SNK. Let's go. But one of the biggest complaints I'm having with this dongle is that it's such a pain to basically connect this, and you can see that it doesn't go in all the way, and sometimes you accidentally like pull it and you don't need to put a lot of force on it. So when it comes to the connectivity of the adapters, this should be improved in the future. But the unfortunate part is, if you're going to be connecting it to my LCD display, we do have this weird crazy thing going on that we have a purple screen. Messing around with the settings of the device itself, but there is no better result getting out of it. So what I can actually do is grabbing a second one I've laying around and see if we can fix the issue with a different HDMI upscaler. So yeah, I had actually a couple of them. I was thinking, hey, this can be super convenient. So let's grab another one and let's see if this is going to be fixing the problem. Also using a different, let's say, converter, see where we can find an issue and fix it. So that seems to be the problem with the first one I had. It had an issue. So okay, so let's keep continuing playing. Let's try in different games. Also try it on the MVS and see what kind of results we're getting over there. But that's a little bit of a bummer, so we do have one faulty one in the collection now. But how about the picture quality? Now everything seems to be looking just fine. So let's start playing. We do have the scan line because I'm using this on a Neo Geo that has no modification done. Think about a Unibios or a modification for getting rid of the scan lines. So where I know a lot of people do wonder how about the input lag. Personally, I don't know why that is, but I don't really notice it at all. Where normally these things are not the best, let's say, experience when it comes to input lag. But so far everything seems to be working fine and the overall picture quality is quite good. But then of course the question, what happens if you're going to be putting it in different aspect ratio? That is another thing, of course, because sometimes when it comes to aspect ratio, we can have some problems there. My monitor is not aligned perfectly. I can mess around with the monitor itself to see if I can get some better results there. But you know what's even funnier? So we have this switch for the Mega Drive and SNK part. But if I'm going to be putting it on the Mega Drive part over here, you can see now everything is aligned like it should be. So when it comes to the scaling thing going on with the Mega Drive, and so it's kind of weird. So let's put it in the different aspect ratio. And you can just see that works perfectly. Let's go back to the SNK. Oh, there we go. So we need to use the Mega Drive settings, and this will utilize the perfect aspect ratio and also the placement for the screen itself. So let's move on to another game to see how it will perform with the dongle. So far I'm quite satisfied with the overall result. And this is just a super easy way to play. Just wanted to try one single game just to see how it will work with some other regions. Do we have any problems there, but so far so good, no problem. But what is interesting is we're going to be using the same cable on my modified Neo Geo, somehow with a modified device and even the upgrade of the better signal output. You can just see that the Xenocrider game has been implemented, but there is no display, only audio. So when it comes to this dongle itself, it is not compatible with every Neo Geo device. But how about the MVS system, where this thing is modified with a complete new case but original hardware. And Puzzlepon seems to be working just fine, and this thing has absolutely a beautiful signal out. We don't have any scan lines whatsoever, and that's to do because this device doesn't have this. However, it comes with a UniBIOS, everything is installed, but on an MVS device it seems to be working just fine. But if you want to enjoy some MVS, and so far I understand there are no different, let's say, modified MVS system out there with an internal HDMI feature. And the signal output is absolutely beautiful and it utilizes the best signal. I can just actually see it. So far this is just a very pleasant experience. And if you're going to be combining this with the right controller, man, this is so much fun. Why am I always getting these freaking calls that I don't need? Oh, another one. But okay, so let's get into the cheat database. Infinite plasma bombs. Yeah, I can dig that. So let's have some fun with that. So if I need to do a comparison with my AES system, the original one or this MVS, personally for the signal output I am choosing for the MVS. This looks so much better and so much just crystal and clear when it comes to the overall experience. But if you want to see a full review of this particular hardware, I did a separate review about it. So I would consider checking it out for more information about this completely modified, very cool looking Neo Geo device.